October 24th, 1981.
We could see the storm coming from down the Laramie Range here, and really dark, and you're going, something wicked is coming. We don't know what it is exactly.
That something wicked, a blizzard, working its way over War Memorial Stadium.
All this snow, it's just, well, you know how it is. It's just coming down in droves. You can barely see across from one side to the other.
In its path, the Wyoming Cowboys seeking their first win in 5 seasons over rival Brigham Young.
As I recollect, it was one of the, if not the coldest, certainly one of the coldest games I ever played in or participated in as a player.
For Wyoming, the game began in a hauntingly familiar fashion.
Just imagine knowing that every time they touch the ball, you're going to score. And now you're down by 7, now you're down by 14.
The Cougars, led by legendary quarterback Jim McMahon, jumped out to an early 2-touchdown lead.
He was like a guy in an orchestra, man. He was leading the orchestra.
But later in that first half, BYU's symphony would go sour.
As the weather got worse, we're saying, well, you know, maybe this is going to level that playing field a little bit. And so you could feel the momentum of the game change.
As the snowstorm picked up steam, so too did the Cowboys' offense. Quarterback Phil Davis and running back Charles Moore would scamper in for touchdowns to tie the game 14-all.
As we got into the halftime, you could begin to feel a change that took place. Wyoming kept growing stronger and more determined, while a lot of our things we were trying to do weren't as effective.
While the Wyoming coaching staff made several great calls on the field that night, the best call may have just been made by head coach Al Kincaid at halftime.
They asked him if they wanted to clear the field when we went in for halftime. He says, no, keep it just like it is. That's because we were doing pretty good at the time, and they were having some problems.
The move proved to pay dividends.
Why would any coach that did what Wyoming did at that time, where they're coming downhill at you all the time, want anything changed? Because naturally, you know, we're going to be on our heels a little bit, both on offense and defense.
Despite inches and inches of snow piling the field, Wyoming's offensive onslaught continued throughout the second half.
I remember Phil, and it seemed like he had a great game. He ran the football for a bunch of yards, and I think he threw for a little bit as well, but really did damage running the ball.
The irony of the whole day was that Wyoming's biggest play was an actual pass play to the tight end, James Williams, and that was really the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for BYU.
Rallying from an early 14-point deficit, the Cowboys will go on to beat their longtime rival 33-20 in what would be their only win over BYU in a 10-year span.
From then on, I think it was definitely an enhancement to the rivalry. And anytime you lose like that, in that way, when you start so well as we did that day, I think it definitely wakes you up to the fact that this is for real and for keeps, absolutely.
After the game, BYU head coach Lavelle Edwards famously stated, "I'd rather lose and live in Provo than win and live in Laramie." His words would go on to stoke the flame of an already heated rivalry.
It went a long way in fueling the rivalry, and everybody around here said, we're glad we're here and you're not. That's just how it went.
And although it's been 35 years since that remarkable blizzard in Laramie, the passion, the rivalry, and the history will live on in the Poinsettia Bowl on December 21st.
It does absolutely rekindle an old rivalry, and I think that's very interesting, and I think it's good for college football, and I think that's what college football is all about.